Hello and welcome to this month's episode of Nacho Problems, where we turn ordinary recipes into extraordinary nachos. I'm Nacho Queen, but you can call me M. So in case you've missed the recent shorts, this year's nacho garden is in full swing. So I wanted to make a few recipes that really highlighted my crops. And this episode, we're making Crostini Nachos. Crostini are Italian appetizers that are basically things on toast. It's perfect for nachos, and we haven't picked on Italy for a while. So let's get started. Step 1, the chips. For our chips, we're going to be making homemade baguettes. Yeah, I know they're more French than Italian, but it works for this recipe. So for this, we need 3 cups bread flour, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon yeast, and 1 cup water. For baking, we'll also need a little bit of cornmeal, 1 egg slightly beaten with 1 tablespoon water. We're going to start by adding the 1 cup of water, the salt, and the flour to the bowl of our bread maker, Bread Zeppelin. Now take a butter knife and make a small well in the flour and add the yeast to the well. Then we'll place this into Bread Zeppelin on the dough cycle and go work in the garden for an hour. Once the dough is ready, we're going to turn it out onto a floured surface and punch it like it's that subscribe button. Then we're going to cover and let it rest for 10 minutes. After resting, we're going to divide the dough in half and then roll each half into a rectangle about 10 by 15 inches. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now, starting with the long side, roll it up, pinching and stretching to seal it, and tucking the ends under and pinching them sealed. Repeat with the other half. Now, I have a special pan for baguettes, but you can just use a normal sheet pan as well. Just give it a light spray with some cooking oil and dust it with the cornmeal. Place your loaves on the pan, seam side down, then cover and leave to rise in a warm place for 30 to 40 minutes. Once your loaves are roughly double in size, we're going to take a small sharp knife and score them 3 to 4 times. Then brush them with some of the egg wash. And now it's into the oven to bake at 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 C for 20 minutes. Then pull them out, brush them with more egg wash, and put them back in the oven for another 10 to 15 minutes or until it sounds hollow when they're lightly tapped. Allow them to cool completely before slicing into little rounds, brushing with some olive oil, and baking again at 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 205 C for 3 to 5 minutes or until they're toasted. And that's our chips. Next up is Step 2, the cheese. For our cheese, we'll be making pesto, and for that we need 2 large cloves of garlic, 1 cup fresh basil, 1 tablespoon fresh parsley, all of this from the nacho garden, half a cup of olive oil, 2 tablespoons pine nuts, and 1/3 cup finely grated pecorino cheese. If you can't find this or if it's too expensive, Parmesan will be fine. We'll start by adding the garlic to Cuisinart Garfunkel and chop until it's well minced. Next, add in the basil and chop for like 30 seconds. Then add in the olive oil, pine nuts, cheese, and parsley and puree until well combined. Don't forget to scrape the sides and make sure everything gets well incorporated. And that's our cheese. Who knew pesto was so easy to make? Next up is Step 3, the toppings. For our toppings, we have some more pecorino cheese, I really love this stuff, and some cherry tomatoes. These are unfortunately not from my garden, as my cherry tomatoes did not do well this year. Well, I think it's time for Step 4, let's eat. We'll start with our toast. Lather on some of that lovely pesto. Then top with the tomatoes and cheese. We have a special guest for our taste tester today. Please welcome back the Dog Whisperer. Don't be fooled, she pretends to like me, but really she's just here for the food and, well, the dog. She gave the pesto rave reviews. Well, that's all for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, give it a like and please consider subscribing if you want to see more nacho videos. If you have an idea for a future video, you can leave a comment or I've linked my Blue Sky below, but you won't find me on Facebook, Instagram, or Threads. If you're looking to steal my apron, well, that's nacho merch, but you can get your own at a link in the description. Now, it's been such a good year for my basil, I made a second bigger batch of pesto to take to a team meeting at work, and my boss went back for not seconds, not thirds, but fourths. Sadly, I doubt that's going to count on my yearly review, but that's not your problem. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.